Hey Sharks, we're here at the Wilson Campus Library to find out more about this year's Miami Book Fair. Hi Lissette, how are you?
Oh, hey Archie, how are you? So nice to see you.
I'm doing great. Would it be okay if I ask you a few questions about the Miami Book Fair now that you're here?
Of course. Have a seat.
So, I know that we're coming up on the Miami Book Fair's 40th anniversary, which is obviously huge for our community. Would you mind elaborating a little bit about the book fair, its history, and some things to look forward to?
Oh yeah, of course. Miami Book Fair is very special to all of us in the community and also in Miami-Dade College, of course. But I think sometimes a lot of folks, especially newcomers to the area, don't realize that Miami Book Fair was founded right here at the Wilson campus in downtown Miami. I always think of it as downtown born. You know, it's one of the events that are still really relevant, that every year bring together communities from all around South Florida to visit and meet authors and listen to their talks. And I think it's very special that Miami-Dade College was one of the founders of the Miami Book Fair, and it's still with us today 40 years later.
And on that note, what are some events that our Miami-Dade College community can look forward to happening right here and across the college?
Yeah, so most of the Miami Book Fair happens here in downtown Miami, and we have our Evenings With programs that starts on a Sunday. This year's Sunday, November 12th, and we go through the end of the week to the next Sunday, which this year is Sunday the 19th. And those Evenings With are really special authors that are sometimes have a big standing in our country, in our popular culture, in our intellectual lives, are part of the guests. So for example, I think there's a lot of folks that are already looking forward to our opening night events, with actor and now writer Kerry Washington, Jada Pinkett Smith. We also have Joan Baez. So Joan Baez, which a lot of younger people like you don't really know who she is, but she's a feminist icon, a music and feminist icon, kind of in the tradition of Bob Dylan. And to have folks that run that gamut of, especially women in leadership roles, whether in entertainment or music, have them share with us what they're doing, what they've done, what they're thinking about. I think that's very special. And it's something that everyone at Miami-Dade College and in the community would be interested in participating in. But, we have the nights, every night, a different author. David Brooks, who writes for the New York Times and has written a number of books before. Walter Mosley, who's kind of like an elder statesman of, people think of him as a crime novelist or a mystery writer or even a little bit of sci-fi with this book, but I think he's really, sort of taking societal problems or what's going on in our society and kind of transmuting them into amazing fun fiction. And then we close that week with Henry Winkler, who a lot of people know him, older people know him from a show called Happy Days. And now they've been watching him on Barry, another show. Yeah. So he's written, there's a lot of live stories that we like to bring to the attention of, whether it's the Miami-Dade College community or our South Florida. People come from outside of the state, even the country, to come to Miami Book Fair. We have some really fun social events. I love social events because you can go and meet up with your friends or folks you met at the event. The conversation and keep that conversation going. So many people have become friends over the years because of Book Fair.
And on that note, this all sounds really exciting. How can students and people in our community go ahead and actually buy tickets for these events and find out the scheduling and the programming for it all?
Yeah, so Miami-Dade College students are incredibly lucky, not just because they get to go to Miami-Dade, which is such a great school, as well as our staff is also included in this. Everyone can come in for free. Miami Book Fair, we have the main weekend that everyone's familiar with at the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with all the booksellers on the street and all of the authors presenting. We have about 500, thereabouts, 550 authors presenting in English, in Spanish, some Portuguese and Brazilian authors as well. So anyone at Miami-Dade College can come to the book fair absolutely for free and, take part in all the activities, other ways that students and faculty and other people in our community and staff can get involved is by volunteering. We need 1,000 volunteers to make this book fair happen. It's one of the 3 biggest and most comprehensively programmed book fairs in the country, but we can't do it by ourselves. So that work of the volunteers, whether it's, to introduce authors or, host a room and, just help the general public get to where they want to go, it's really crucial for us. So you guys are off the hook when it comes to paying for anything. Especially if the students who become student members, which is a program that we started last year. In addition to having the free access you already do, there's special events to meet and talk with authors, there's free books involved, and there's just, being part of the larger literary community that Miami Book Fair anchors. And, the general public, there are a couple of ways that tickets can be purchased. They're not on sale until the evenings tickets go on sale a little bit later in September, but our weekend street fair tickets are already on sale. Those are $10 for an adult. Children are free. $5 for seniors and for teenagers, and that's all on our website, which is miamibookfair.com. Just the ticket link.
Amazing.
But yeah, there's a lot of ways for folks in our community to get involved. We also, we also really rely on community volunteers, not just student and MDC staff volunteers.
That's something that everyone has to look forward to for this November. So thank you so much, Lissette Mendez, for your time and for telling us a little bit more about the book fair happening.
It's my pleasure anytime. I'm really happy I got a chance to talk to you again.